Hi, this is Freddy,
And this is Marky.
and we are here to help you play the best game at the lowest possible price. And with that being said, let's get started.
For Switch games, we actually have a collection of classics for you. That one's going to be Street Fighter, the 30th Anniversary Collection. This one's available over at Amazon. You could probably find it for $39.99 mostly. They actually got you covered half off, down to just $19.99. Now, any fighting game fan, I want to say, should own this collection. It's 12 Street Fighter games, from the first one all the way up to Third Strike and the many versions of Street Fighter 2. Of course, I want to pay special attention to Street Fighter 2 on its own, as well as Street Fighter Third Strike, one of the favorite ones of mine that I enjoy. But of course, any person who's knee-deep in Street Fighter nostalgia, or is just looking to kind of see where it all started, this is the collection to start. So many characters, so many games, each complete with their story modes, and even some of them, including the main ones, Street Fighter 2 and Third Strike, have online functionality, so you can actually play with other players too to hone your skills even more. I want to stress that when it comes to the nitty-gritty of the online structure, at least when it comes to playing online, I've heard that it's not so structurally sound, specifically when it comes to the netcode, being able to consistently stay connected to your opponent, which has kind of dropped a few points when it comes to people's favor of this collection. But I don't want it to deter you from at least exploring it to its fullest on all of its other aspects. While the online is completely playable, it's just not necessarily the most optimal way, but this is the best way to get a hold of a lot of these games on a modern system. And at half off, I can't help but recommend it. So if you're a Street Fighter fan, or if you haven't picked it up, or if you're a fighting game fan in general, or even if you haven't even played a fighting game before, this might be the one to get you into it. And it's a great price to jump right in.
The next game we have for this week is Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Complete Edition for $14.99 on the Nintendo eShop, dropping all the way from its regular price of $30. This game simply is a simulation to be the owner and the designer for a roller coaster theme park. The park needs to be amusing and fun to attract people to it so you can make money. Here you'll be in control of everything literally, from deciding if you need to lower or raise prices for each ride, hire workers, or even fire the bad ones. You also need to consider hiring people to fix the broken machines on the rides and other staff members as you see fit to take care of everything in your dream park. Here you have the option to purchase a pre-designed roller coaster or even design your own. What I liked is that even if you don't have a lot of experience in this kind of genre of games, Roller Coaster Tycoon does a great job explaining to you what you need to do, and even has a career mode that starts with the small objectives and will gradually get more complex as you progress in the game. This is also the first game in the series where you can see the park in 3 dimensions, which is pretty cool. There's obviously a lot to learn, but if you're a patient person, you soon get the hang of everything you can, and this is where the fun begins. And if you're brave, you can even ride the rides from first-person perspective. Overall, controls are easy and the game runs very smoothly on the Switch. Regarding the camera overall, it's good, but it can get troubled sometimes, especially when you rotate and especially if you have some obstacle in the way like a mountain or something high. The game also comes with DLC that include extra theme park such as zoo and many other cool things. The game is currently on sale until August the 30th, and it's totally worth it if you're looking for a fun simulation game.
Don't forget, if you've been enjoying this video, we would really appreciate it if you could leave a like. Also hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon for notifications while you're at it.
Subscribing will help our channel grow, and it will help you get the best deals before they expire.
All right, let's keep the deals going. All right, we've got tough people fighting in the streets. We've got your own theme park you're able to make. What would be the next logical step? You guessed right, it is demon slaying, and we're going to be going to the eShop for that. And it's going to be for Doom Eternal. A full $60 you'd have to spend. But actually, they got you covered at half off for a Bethesda sale at $29.99. Doom Eternal, heck, I could even just say Doom, and you'll probably already know what I'm talking about. The pioneer of first-person shooters, and it came back in a big way in 2016 with the original Doom that thankfully made its way over to the Switch. And finally, Doom Eternal has made its way over, too. It is purely a digital launch. There sadly is no physical cartridge for Doom Eternal, so you'll be having to play this digitally for the time being. They did a lot of steps. When you thought that you hit perfection on the 2016 Doom, they stepped it up even higher. Crazier fights, bigger carnage, and actually a lot more platforming. A lot of the hardcore Doom fans, I think, will say found a lot of the platforming to be a little troublesome. I personally found it fantastic, and it wound up balancing out the combat very well. Of course, they upped the ante with crazier moves you can do, crazier weapons, crazier modifications, and crazier demons to fight. There's not a lot to be said. Of course, story is pretty light. Hey, you're the Doom Slayer, you need to go slay some Doom, and that's what they got for you. Hell has finally come to Earth, and it's going to be causing all kinds of havoc, and it's up to you to stop it. And they have a few more twists and turns, but nothing too crazy. Story's pretty straightforward. That's all you need in order to get as much fun as possible in this game. And at half off, it's the best way to experience it. And with that money you saved, you can even check out some of the Ancient Gods DLC that's going to be hitting in the 2 different expansions, actually, that has come out on the other systems, but is slowly going to be approaching on the Switch. So with that money saved, you can even check it out and get the full Doom Eternal experience. And being able to grab such a fantastic game at such a low price, it is one of the highest recommendations that I can give.
The next game we have is also on Nintendo eShop, and this time I'm choosing Metro Redux 2033. The game is currently for $8.49, dropping all the way from its regular price of $25. This is a remaster to the game that was originally released back in 2010. It was a great at that time, but now we're getting a full remaster and improved version on the game on the Nintendo Switch that is much better than the original. The story is about the few humans that barely survived the aftermath of the nuclear war. Therefore, train tunnels that are under the ruins of Moscow became places for survival and protection from post-apocalyptic creatures. In the game, you'll be playing as Artyom, who was sent on a long, challenging journey through the dark metro tunnels to look for some help from other human survivors. So along the journey, he's going to encounter a lot of challenges from Nazi survivors or mutants or even some mystery characters that I'm not going to spoil it for you. The game excels in the way it combines action shooter mechanics with stealth, where you have the option to take down enemies silently, taking advantage of the dark metros. But since you have to keep watching your surroundings the entire time, and since you have limited ammo, while also keeping an eye on the oxygen level in your air filters, it makes sense for me to put the game in the survival horror category. One thing that I really appreciate is that the game is locked at 30 frames per second for a smoother experience. It's definitely one of the best games in the genre on the Nintendo Switch, and this is the lowest price we have seen for this game since its release.
Our sales were on Amazon and the eShop. While we did look at Gamestop, Best Buy, and Walmart, sadly we couldn't find any really good Nintendo Switch deals that were worth mentioning, so we found the best ones for you this week. And we made a few announcements last week, but in case you weren't able to catch up on that, we actually have an extra benefit for people who are staying subscribed to the channel. We're actually going to be uploading some YouTube stories for a few of our smaller deals or flash sales that might be popping up, and we want to make sure you stay tuned. And by subscribing with us, you can get just that benefit. And for people who want to kind of get an even quicker notification, we actually have a gaming input Twitter right now. Of course, I'll put the handle in the video as well as in the description. And a same deal, we're going to be tweeting out when our new videos go live, as well as some quick flash sales, some quick deals that you can jump on while you're on it. And of course, we've got some honorable mentions for you this week. The Bethesda sale that I mentioned for Doom Eternal is actually going on for its original game, Doom 2016, or Doom as it's normally called. You can grab it normally for $60. It's actually half off as well to $29.99. Of course, the start of the new renaissance of Doom is right there too. So if you want to get them both, it's a great shot. And also, we have Saints Row 4, normally sitting around $40. You can actually get it for $13.99. We mentioned Saints Row 3 on our previous video, but of course, the craziness doesn't stop with Saints Row 3, because the fourth one includes superpowers in the crazy, overpowered world that is Saints Row. And it's a great price to jump in on it. And of course, to round it out, we have Trine 2 Complete Story for $4.24. It's a crazy price, but it is a great one. Normally $19.99, so you can get it for almost 75% off. We mentioned the Tried games before too, both the fourth entry as well as the complete collection. You can actually jump in on the second one, which is of course a great platforming slash puzzle solving adventure in a medieval fantasy world. And you can grab it for little less than a meal at McDonald's. So I think it's worth a shot.
Some of the deals that we mentioned last week might still be applicable for this week, so make sure you check those in the playlist. I want to thank you guys for your support. We are growing constantly week after week. We are now at 75 subscribers, and we're planning to give a $10 Nintendo eShop giveaway whenever we reach the 100 sub. This will be given to somebody who follow us on Twitter and who is constantly active on our channel on YouTube. So yeah, tell your friends about our channel. Let's grow our community of people who like to play great games at a cheaper price, and let's go from there. We hope you enjoyed our video for this week. I just would like to remind you that many of the deals that we mentioned in the previous week might has not expired yet. So make sure to check those. And also, if you own PS4 or Xbox, we also got you covered. Check our channel for more information.
And of course, while we have you, we would love your feedback on how we're handling the videos. Do you like the fact that we're covering a few games and going into pretty good detail to get you excited? Or do you want us to cover a lot of games with a little less details, but we can get you more deals? If you got any opinion, please let us know in the comments.
Thank you for watching.
See you next week.